Hi, it's Therese and Lostinpaper, and I'm so excited to be back with my Christmas card series for 2016. I decided to go with the same but different series again, and I thought I'd start today off with making a themed sort of set of cards. So I decided wreaths. I love a wreath Christmas card, who doesn't? And I just went through all my stash, got out stacks of different products, some sentiment stamps, some non-Christmassy style stamps, some Christmassy style stamps, anything that I thought might work well for a wreath. So obviously I'm going to have to speed things up a bit because I am making 6 different cards today. So I'll just quickly talk you through them as I create. I'm starting off with a very clean and simple card. This is using a non-Christmassy stamp from Penny Black, and it's just a scratchy circle stamp, and I thought that'd be a perfect kind of wreath on a card. I've also grabbed sentiment and embossed both of those in silver, popped them up on a die cut panel, and I thought it just looked a bit plain on the main card, so I decided to add some dry embossing to the background, and along with a really sweet little stamped piece of holly. That's card number 1. Right, for my next card I decided to amp it up a little bit. So this is a bit of a more modern design, and mostly using non-Christmassy stamps yet again. I've cut a panel just shy of the size of the front of my main card, and then masked off the edges of the actual front of the card because I don't want this. My circle dies didn't fit over the whole card front. Otherwise I would have done that. I did think about cutting the card down, but decided to go with this masked off version instead. I've stamped lots of different circles from a couple of different sets, Waffle Flower and Altenew, just to get some nice silvery sort of pattern circles for a background. Die cut the front panel almost like a donut, but it's I was going for a modern sort of style large wreath here. Stamped a simple sentiment, popped everything up with fun foam, and then as a last sort of little embellishment I decided to stamp and colour an Altenew set, shaded that and then fussy cut it out and stuck that on the front of my card. I did decide to add these are some silver sprinkles. I actually don't know if you can get these anymore, and this is something I will have to apologise for in advance with my Christmas cards. I'm using what I have. I have some new product, but I also have some old. So if you can't get what I have anymore and you really want it, I apologise. I'm so sorry. But I need to use my stuff from my stash, and it's always great to improvise and still get the same look. So that was card number 2, and for number 3, this is another simple design. I've simply die cut some snowflakes from MFT and used this really cute vellum dotty silver paper. Obviously, have you worked it out? I've got a silver and white theme happening on this set of cards, and I've simply just stuck them in like a wreath formation, adding a few icicle sprinkles from Sprinkleberry, and then popping up a silver sentiment this is from Avriel, and I have put this onto some black fun foam just to amp it up a little bit. Using my liquid glue to hold that in place, I think that works really well with the fun foam. So lots of sort of varied designs here. Wreaths are one of my favourite things to create on Christmas cards, and I still really like clean and simple Christmas cards, although I will be doing some more complicated ones along the way, I promise. Not so much right now though. Probably my favourite card of this set of 6 now. This is, I've die cut some pieced rectangles from Avriel, created a border, used the inside of that to create a door. And this is a W+9 set called Iconic Christmas. I just love this sweet little silhouette set. And I'm stamping out both the girl and the wreath from this set. There's a tiny little wreath. I did have to mask off a section of the girl's arm there. One of my favourite products, and not one that I can find, I'm sorry, on the internet anywhere. There's same but different. We Are Memory Keepers make a version of this, but this is a silver shape and tape washi sheets. So I've added that behind my panel, popped up the border panel and the doors, and then I have used a sentiment from an Annabelle stamps set as well. I had already pre-stamped that for something else, so decided that would do on this card. It's quite a cute sentiment and goes well with the little girl, I thought, and the wreath. So this is a wreath, actual wreath stamp. This time I've gone with the whole, rather than make my own wreath, I've used an actual wreath stamp. I thought that was very out there. And a final little sprinkle that she's holding on to, and that's that card finished, and on to my next. This time I thought I'd do something a little bit more modern and have some more of the washi shape and tape. Added that to some white cardstock and just grabbed a couple of simple squares. These are the stitched MFT squares, and die cut those out, and then I thought it'd be really pretty to have some holly, like just a piece of holly, one leaf, why not? This is from Altenew, colouring it with some Copic markers, and I happen to have the matching die and ran that through my die cutting machine as well. The sentiments from Lawn Fawn, and I just thought I'd keep it all very clean and simple. I did pop up the square wreath and added that on with some liquid glue, and then have some of the enamel dots. These are the ones that I make myself from Nouveau. I like to pre-make these, and then I can attach them on wherever I like using some liquid glue. So that's card number 5, and onto my final card now. And I decided to use some more of the silver. This is the plain silver out of the pack, and adding it to this cardstock. This time I'm going to be doing some heat embossing on it. Got some Versamark ink and an wreath. This is from Hero Arts. It's an older stamp. It's a great wreath stamp. It's called Wreath of Leaves. You can get it. I think it is retired from Hero Arts, but when I Google searched it, it is available in some online stores, and it's a nice big wreath. Hit that with my heat tool. I used some white embossing powder, and my sentiment is from Avery Owl. Die cut it, matched it through some fun foam so that I can pop it up using some liquid glue, and that way I can pop up both the panel, add it to the center of my card, and then as a final touch some sparkling clear sequins. Now I have focused those on where the heat embossing didn't work perfectly as well, and on the wreaths. So that's my set of 6 cards. I'll be back again next week with another set, and I look forward to seeing you then. So I hope you're getting along with your Christmas cards. Until then, happy paper crafting. Bye.